Don't forget to check out my Patreon where you can get exclusive access to all my picks and all my trades before they hit the market and before they hit YouTube. So welcome back, and in today's video what we're going to be talking about is the bull trap scenario. Now this is something that I don't think enough people are considering, and as someone who's invested in cryptocurrency since 2017, I do think that people need to be more on the cautious side, because cryptocurrency is something where you can definitely lose a large majority of your money if you don't pay attention. So I'm not someone who's particularly bearish or leaning to either side. I'm just trying to present both sides equally, and I'm trying to show you, okay, I'm going to be releasing a video on, both sides of the spectrum. So for those of you guys, who dislike the video and say I'm bearish, just watch my other video where it's going to present the different side of the argument. I would put it both in one video, but I don't want a 30-minute video. So let's take a look. So as you guys can see here, okay, we got the main focuses on my channel are cryptocurrency, and finance and stuff like that. So what we're going to be focused on in today's video is Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Now, right now, okay, I do think that there's an important pattern that is emerging that people aren't paying attention to due to many different inherent biases. And the one thing that you have to remember, okay, that when we're looking at the price of Dogecoin and the overall cryptocurrency community, is that investor psychology never changes, okay? This is something that people understand. You can't say this time is going to be different. Please understand that, times change, but the people stay the same, I guess you could say, or people change, but the psychology stays the same. So I want to show you guys this. So essentially what we have here, okay, is a chart. Now the main stages in a bubble is basically a chart that shows you the main stages in the bubble. I'm thinking I can get a clearer versus of this. But the point is, okay, is that there's some key phases, okay, that never change. Okay, so let's go on this website, and guys, please just pay attention to this chart, because this chart either going to predict exactly what happens, or I don't know what's going on with this website. See from this graph what we can see here, we can see many different scenarios. Now let's just go over quickly what this is. This is basically the graph, okay, on how asset bubbles form. Okay, and an asset bubble is basically something that the price action increases rapidly until the bubble pops, and then a lot of people do lose their money. And this basically shows you the different stages. Okay, so we got the smart money stage, where the people who are smart and find out first. Then you got institutional investors who like, oh crap, this is happening. Then you got the public. Then you got all these different stages. Now I do think, okay, that currently we are in either two stages of this. Now you can argue what you want, but this is the God's honest truth. We are either here where there's the first major sell-off, or we are either here, which is the bull trap stage. Now this is something that has been widely discussed on Twitter, so this is not the only person that I'm saying this, but we have to look, okay, at the true possibility between a bull trap and the possibility between it being the first sell-off. Okay, so we have to look at what has actually happened. Now when we look at previous bubbles and when we look at different things that happened in the past, we can definitely use them to show us how future bubbles are going to happen, and when the tops are and when the collapse are. So one thing that I noticed, okay, is that recently, okay, I do believe, okay, that if we are in any stage, that we are at this stage, okay, because currently what people don't think, okay, is they don't seem to take into account their inherent bias. So think about like this, okay, whether when we look at the average investor, or we look at the average person, and why their reasons for them thinking it's in a bull market or a bear market, you have to understand their given reasons. Okay, I always ask myself, do I think we're in a bear market because I want the price to go down, or do I think we're in a bull market because I want my my pockets to increase? Okay, and you have to try and remain impartial and have zero bias. So I'm going to give you the reasons that we could be in a bull trap scenario. So if we look, okay, at the bull trap scenario, what does it say? It says that there was a new paradigm where the price was at the top, and then what happened, okay? In one of the first stages, we have denial, guys. Now, this is something that I've seen rife across social media. I could be wrong, okay? But this is something that I've seen rife in social media. Currently, I've seen so many people say that we are not in a bull market. We are not in a bull market. No, that we are. This is just a dip. This is just a dip. This is just a dip. And when you dips, okay, people are saying that when it goes back up, that this is the return to, I guess you could say, some normal. And then after that, that's where the price really starts to dip down. Okay. Now, of course, in addition to that, what did we have in prior weeks? Okay, we had delusion. Okay, and we definitely did have some greed. Okay, look at what we had in the actual markets. Okay, let's take a look at what delusion and greed was. Okay, what did we have? Okay, let's look at what we had. Okay, we had things like come rocket crypto exploding. Okay, we had this crypto that was surging 600% in a week. And guys, understand that cryptocurrencies having $1 million market caps, okay, when they're literally labeled come rocket. And then we've got, what is it? We had Coin, okay, we had Coin, Shepherd Arse, okay, Australian Shepherd Coin, and I've literally got like insane emails from companies called words that I can't even say on YouTube because I don't want to demonetize. And I've seen so many different coins called Come Rocket, this and that, and they've all been exploding, guys, okay? And to be honest, it feels like there is an element of greed and illusion in the markets, guys. And this is something that not only I've been saying it, okay? One of the not famous, but one of my favorite YouTubers that I look at is someone called, I'm not even gonna, YouTuber, okay, Alessio Restani, actually kind of called this quite a lot of time ago. And I was watching this, okay, and I was saying that, you know what, he's pretty true. So 3 weeks ago, okay, and let's look back at the charts when 3 weeks ago was, okay, you guys can see that we were in the mid stages of the bubble of the cryptocurrency market. So this was around like April, the mid stages of April. You guys can see, okay, he says, is this a contrary indication for Bitcoin? Okay, and he was saying that, you know, basically, okay, from the that you can see that, you know, everyone's saying Bitcoin bullish, and then Bitcoin bullish, and then on the side you have one person there. And basically what he was saying in this video, okay, he was saying that, you know, what we tend to have here is that, you know, it's too bullish, and essentially that's a contrary indication, meaning that when you have everyone, okay, saying that the price is going to increase, this usually means that the price is probably going to decrease. Now, as you guys can see by the comments, let's see if, you know, people actually realize that what he said is really truth. So yeah, it turns out you were pretty spot on. Seems that you were right about the contrary indication, and the Bitcoin has fallen off even more. And this is what I'm saying, guys, like, you know, it's one of those ones where we have to look, okay, at what the situation is, guys, is that right around here, okay, is that there was a lot of delusion, there was a lot of greed, okay. And another, you know, crypto influencer slash businessman, Alex Becker, also said, okay, that right now is probably the top in the market. He said on Facebook, you know, if you follow his Facebook page, he said, okay, that when people are talking about Bitcoin on Facebook, this is a very clear sign that we are very near the top of the market, okay. And that, you know, he was saying, okay, that this is probably near the top of the market, and he reduced his cryptocurrency holdings substantially, okay. And ever since then, we've definitely seen a huge drop in the price, okay. And it seems like, okay, this stage right here has definitely happened, because I do feel that, you know, like, I do feel that these are possibly, okay, there is a possibility that this could be the stage. Now, another thing as well is that, you know, on the flip side, okay, and I'm going to argue this point as well, okay, I'm going to show you guys some examples why people are saying that, you know, we are not in the late stages of the bubble, but I'm going to show you guys those points as well here by the rational root. It shows the, you know, the comparisons between the 2013 and the 2020 chart. And of course, this could just be a dip, because of course it shows that the all-time high tends to happen around, you know, 289 days after the I think it's half ring or days since 100% recovery. So it shows that, you know, there is definitely patterns, but I have to look at the possibility, okay, and, you know, make a video on this, because if this does actually happen, okay, if Bitcoin does drop to 20K, okay, I cannot call myself someone who's tried to give you the decent information without making a video and without, you know, at least trying to inform you. This video may receive a lot of dislikes, but I'd rather, you know, give you guys the worst case scenario and it never happens than me guys give you an overbullish scenario, you buy a lot and then you lose a lot of money. So at the end of the day, I do think that this is a possible scenario, okay, this potentially happening out, and I do want you to know this. But the only thing that I would say that hasn't really happened is the blow off top, because usually what tends to happen is the way how price action happens is that it usually increases a lot. Like, it usually increases like this, guys. The way how the top was this time, it wasn't like 2013 or 2018 what we saw at all. So that is why people are pretty skeptical and think that the price is probably going to increase. Now, another thing as well, another key indicator was the 21 weekly moving average, and this is something that people have always said that has, you know, pretty much accurately predicted in I don't know what this is, I didn't mean to do that. In 2018, this was a key predictor, and, you know, the last time it happened, guys, the last time the 21 weekly moving average didn't support the trend, we then entered a bear market. So with that being said, guys, please take that into account, because at the end of the day, I had to make a video on this, because I do think that you need to understand that this is a possible scenario, and we could be right here, guys, where there's a bull trap where the price goes up and then the real jump off starts. Now, there's going to be some other reasons why we aren't. Okay, I'm going to make another video on that, but I did want to make a video just addressing both sides of the coin, because I do feel, okay, that this is probably the most likely scenario, simply because of the fact that we, as you guys can see here, the red line, I'm pretty sure that's the 20. Red line is the 21 weekly EMA, and as you guys can see, once we dropped below it, the bull run was over. And then, of course, as you guys can see, we had another rally up, then we dipped down, we had another rally above it as well, and people were saying yeah, and then we had another rally down. So the first time we did have that, you know, short dip under, it was pretty much the end. So at the end of the day, not every bull run is going to be the same. Maybe this bull run is going to be completely different. Maybe there's going to be another price action increase. But with that all being said, guys, I do think that right now is definitely a very, very, very odd time, and we should definitely be wary of the 21 weekly. So yeah, I would say that, you know, pay attention to what people are saying on social media, pay attention to what happens, and I would say that, you know, a one indicator cannot say for sure, not whether we're in the bull market, but I would say try to remove your bias, try to remove like what you want to happen, and try to just look at the situation objectively so that you can try and accurately predict what happened, because psychology and your emotions always get in the way of, you know, what should be happening. So maybe Bitcoin might go back to straight to 70k, I don't know, but I have to tell you guys that this could possibly be a bull trap, and some investors are saying that it's a bull trap. So just understand that this is a possible scenario to where Bitcoin could potentially push even lower.